Hi, I'm Joel Sherman, baseball columnist from the New York Post. I'm joined by my colleague, fellow baseball columnist Ken Davidoff of the New York Post. We're here to take a look at the 2021 New York Mets. And I just think, Ken, the obvious place to start is their big addition of the offseason, which is Francisco Lindor. What do you think is the impact of having a switch-hitting Gold Glove shortstop?
Joel, I think Francisco Lindor is an elite player. I don't think anyone would dispute that. I do wonder how it will go, and especially in year one. There's a guy coming from Cleveland, and I'm sorry if I sound like a snob, but it's just different in New York. You know, when he has that bad 3-week stretch, he's going to be on the back pages of our newspaper, and it's just different. So he has done nothing wrong in spring training. It's been a brilliant spring training. There's no reason specifically to doubt this guy, but I do have curiosity over how it'll look through the course of this season in his first in New York.
Ken, I'm not going to just be a New York snob. I'm going to be a divisional snob. Lindor has built up his reputation playing in arguably the weakest division with the weakest pitching in the AL Central. He comes to a very high-end pitching division. Consider even what the Marlins will bring over and over with high-octane fastballs. I'm curious about that. Having said that, I just think the Mets have been so bad defensively up the middle that he brings something important to them every day in that way. So for question 2, Ken, I would ask this question. What is your biggest concern about this team going into the season?
You just alluded to Lindor's defense, which is a real boon for them, Joel, but no National League team gets hurt as badly by the absence of the DH as do the Mets. When you talk about Dom Smith in left, Nimmo in center, Alonso at first, plus the ongoing concern that is J.D. Davis at third base. So I think defense number 1, and I'd put bullpen at 1A. We can talk about Betances, we can talk about Familia. I still want to see Edwin Diaz get through the course of a normal baseball season with crowds and everything after what we saw 2 years ago with him. So those are my top 2.
You know, Ken, I agree with you, and I'll add one other one, which is the Mets, while standing at the plate last year, were an elite offensive team, and it didn't show up in run production, right? Because they don't run the bases well. The defense hurts the pitching. Even a great pitcher like DeGrom, you look for that one-loss old traditional thing. He doesn't get the wins often because the ball in play falls or gets booted. So to me, they have to play to their talent level. They're more talented even in 2021 than 19 and 20. Can they play to that talent level? Which leads to the overall question. How do you think this will play out in 2021, Ken?
Yeah, you know, it's somewhat similar to the Yankees, and the Mets have a lot of roster depth, and I think they can overcome a lot going wrong, including defense, including bullpen, base running, even if Lindor struggles. When we talk about Pete Alonso, I think he's just primed for a monster season, and Dom Smith, and so many offensive weapons. I have them finishing second behind the Braves and getting a wild card spot, first time in playoffs since 2016.
So I do think that the Braves still are the better team, even if they have less talent, but I do think the Mets are incredibly talented and get to the playoffs. That's Ken Davidoff. I'm Joel Sherman. That was a preview of the New York Mets 2021 season.